Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Baltimore Ravens. First of two here on a Monday night, the opener for these two teams as we're underway on EA Sports. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. The option, here's Edwards. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go play action now. Jackson. He'll get that to the rookie from Minnesota, Rashad Bateman. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. They made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching, and how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the 27th, Jackson letting one go deep for the end zone. And, that would get a wide-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Play action. It's Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From the 27, Carr. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Carr. And this goes out wide for Drake. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. That one goes for 8 yards.
Derek Carr, very precise thrower of the football. What's the game plan for going up against him? It used to be take away the short stuff, I know, but he's more than a dink and dunker, right?
And you are right about that. Great analysis of him because he has evolved as a thrower. Now he can push the ball downfield, but still, the number one things you want to take away, short pass.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
Offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action with Jackson.
And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact.
Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. From the gun, it's Jackson.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. They'll go option to the short side. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Steps away. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Hustling through to break that play up, Max Crosby. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Here's Jackson to throw.
That's complete, left side to Bateman.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Jackson to Bateman there, first down Ravens. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2nd and 8. Play action. Now Jackson out to his left. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season, and they get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Carr. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming for a long time, and now here it is. So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th game is going to be like these interdivision, interconference type games that are going to match up and play out over a 4-year period. And that's kind of cool. And I was looking forward to seeing some of the matchups that were going to come out of that for that 17th game. And could that be the game that decides a bunch of division titles?
And he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Being chased out left. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Dancing to his left.
And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end.
The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. Jackson on first down. Eluding and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack.
It certainly looks like Solomon Thomas is really regaining his confidence. Remember, he's coming off of a torn ACL, which was suffered in week 2 last year while playing with San Francisco.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson now. Got a man. It's Brown. 19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's 4th down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want us to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he's got room. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Carr. He completes it to Snead. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Throwing on first down is Carr. And he will find his man Ruggs. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one goes for 24 yards. Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Jacobs is going backwards here, all the way back to the 5-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Now Carr on the bootleg. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Foster Moreau there to make the grab. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. offense set at the line for this next drive.
And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 30-yard line.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Cleveland Farrell able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, 30 yards. And now the Ravens, they're just a 2-point conversion away from tying this up. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. Offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went. Nope.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's Carr to throw. Lets this go for Renfro downfield. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. 33 yards that time.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Caught by Snead over the middle. Touchdown Raiders. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders on just 2 plays have taken the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Carr will look to throw. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Ravens receivers have ranked last in receptions and receiving yards each of the last 2 years. Thus, the pick of Rashad Bateman at the University of Minnesota. He was their first-round pick, number 27 overall, and they expect to see more catches and more first downs from that young man.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen, broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 31 yards, and the Ravens have retaken the lead.
Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown on the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
Offense set to get this drive started.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Hey, check Mike 6. Let's go one more.
Carr now on 1st down. Forced out to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Yr1Wk1 brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
36-yard line.
Second and 11 now. Another try after the first down sack. Carr, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
All you got to do is look it up.
And this is going to be brought back for the Baltimore touchdown.
Man, it's good to see you out there, baby.
This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11.
Makes the score Ravens 33, Raiders 22. Justin Tucker, the kickoff for Baltimore.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. He will return this from deep in the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. They give him a gain of 37.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
On first down, Carr. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. That one goes for 30 yards.
First down. First and goal on the 9-yard line.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
Here's Carr. Steps away to his left toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. Now Carr. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, and now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed. And in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the officials saw, as this play will stand as is. Carr to throw. And the Raiders are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So still a little work to do here, but they got the much-needed conversion.
So they got that taken care of. Now you would assume onside kick in order to try and get the ball back again, in order to try and kick at least a tying field goal.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. Brown has the first down and much more. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Ravens use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
You're mine.
Here's Carr. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game, and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Into the hands of Snead. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You said you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right, already have what you needed. Go ahead and get a little more on top. I like it.
Carr. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing his Carr. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation
done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Baltimore, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory.